Welcome to Legal Matters with the Crosby Law Firm. I'm Mike Garrigan, and my guest is attorney Michael Crosby with the Crosby Law Firm. Legal Matters is an informational and news call-in show devoted to legal topics of interest to State Line viewers. We have attorneys standing by right now to take your call at the number on your screen, 815-397-2006. They'll provide you with free information on your issues, so call now and throughout the next hour. Time for tonight's opening statement in our first segment, and in conjunction with the Labor Day holiday, I thought it would be appropriate to discuss workers' compensation issues, new business opportunities, and for those who may have gotten a little too carried away with Labor Day celebrations, perhaps we should talk firstly about DUI, other traffic matters, and auto accidents. In our second segment, we'll continue our popular You Want to Know question and answer session, devoted to questions posed by you, the viewer, by way of telephone calls, emails, texts, and tweets that we have received. Before we get started, let's take time to remind you of the practice areas that the Crosby Law Firm concentrates in. The Crosby Law Firm has a Center for Divorce and Family Law, an Auto Accident, Injury, and Social Security Disability Department, a Bankruptcy Institute, an Office for DUI, Traffic, and Criminal Defense, an Advanced Care Plan and Probate Center, a Division for Real Estate and Business Matters, and a Department for Immigration and Naturalization Services. So please, again, feel free to call and discuss any of these practice areas live with the attorneys standing by for free. Now on to our main topic, and Michael, I would expect your office will get more calls around Labor Day for DUIs and traffic offenses. Can you talk a little bit about that and how your law firm can help deal with the issues of cost?
Well, a fair amount of our law practice is devoted to DUI, traffic, and criminal defense. And while Labor Day is a time to celebrate America's workforce, unfortunately, there are a few folks out there that get a bit carried away during the Labor Day celebration and may get stopped for DUI or other traffic offense. So we do a lot of that work in our office. I'd encourage the viewers to give us a call. What everyone should know that might get stopped for DUI, be polite, cooperate with the police, but inform them at the inception of your stop that you want to retain the Crosby Law Firm to assist you in the matter. If you've already given a statement to the police, it may damage you somewhat. Nevertheless, please give us a call. We'll be happy to sit and chat with you, do whatever we can to minimize the adverse consequences to your driving privilege.
Okay, and as we've talking here throughout, as fortunately, Labor Day weekend can result in many auto accidents because of this excessive drinking at times, and also a large amount of traffic problems in the area. Can you share with our viewers your success rate regarding auto accidents and the recovery really of money for victims? Sure.
There are, of course, sometimes tied to a DUI, sometimes not tied to a DUI, traffic accidents, auto accidents that result in personal injury to some of our clients. I should tell you that we do an enormous amount of auto accident work in our office. Small cases, large cases, as small as $5,000 to $10,000, and $1 million cases as well. Our success rate is extremely high. We only get paid if there's a recovery for our client, the victim. It's a free consultation, as it is, by the way, free consultation for our DUI clients who may have been the one that caused the accident. So free consultations for the DUIs, free consultations for the auto accidents. If we're defending somebody in a DUI case, we'll provide them with a flat fee and a free consultation and possibly payment plans. Again, on the auto accident cases, no fees to us unless we recover. Right. We do a lot of this work in our office. We have two separate departments, lawyers that concentrate primarily on the criminal, traffic, and DUI matters, and then we have other attorneys in our office that concentrate their practice on the auto accident end as well.
Covering just about any facet of what happens, for sure. In keeping with our Labor Day theme and the celebration of the workers that have made America the greatest country on the earth, let's take a few moments to talk about work-related injuries. Unfortunately, a number of workers every year are injured on the job. So, Michael, if you could share with our viewers the nature of your workers' comp law practice and issues that arise from a work-related injury.
Sure. Our workers' comp practice is in conjunction with our auto accident practice. Again, just like with auto accidents, on workers' compensation cases, we don't receive a fee unless you, the client, the victim of the work-related injury, recovers money and compensation for your injury. There are really a lot of essentials, a lot of important components with workers' compensation cases. The most fundamental one, it must be a work-related injury. If there is a work-related injury, we'll first take a look at temporary total disability recoveries, and then secondly, permanent partial disability recoveries. So I'd encourage the viewers out there, if you, a friend, or a relative have suffered a work-related injury, particularly Labor Day. We think about the quality of our labor force and all that they dedicate to that. That's why I thought it would be good to discuss a little bit our workers' compensation practice. So I'm sensitive to our workers. I'm sensitive to the American labor force. I'd encourage the viewers to give us a call. We do a lot of that work in our office.
And on that same subject, in connection with Labor Day, I think it's important for us to recognize that America's labor force normally works in a cooperative manner with its employers. Therefore, can you take a few minutes to discuss the Crosby Law Firm and how it represents small businesses and entrepreneurs?
Sure. The backbone of our American economy is the small business person, the small businesses, the small corporations, Main Street America, not the large corporations. It's the small businesses that employ the vast number of our citizenry and our employees. We do a lot of work in our office with small businesses. We don't represent typically big insurance companies. We don't represent big corporations. We represent individuals and small businesses or entrepreneurs. We help them with startup requirements. We help them navigate a lot of excessive regulation with the government. We converse with them and advise them as to whether it's prudent to be a limited liability corporation, commonly referred to as an LLC, or whether they should be a sub-S corporation, a partnership, or perhaps a sole proprietorship. So a significant part of our practice is devoted to small businesses as well. That too ties in with Labor Day weekend and the Labor Day celebrations throughout the month of September, because again, our American workforce is so vital and so essential to our country, and we do such a great job in that entire area as a country.
Absolutely. We are going to take a short break, but our attorneys are manning the phones, so keep those calls coming. They're live calls and they're free calls, 815-397-2006. When we come back, it's time for another edition of our popular You Want to Know segment, where we answer questions we've received from you, the viewer. Welcome back to Legal Matters. In response to the enormous support, thousands of telephone calls, and positive feedback from you, the viewer, in connection with the Legal Matters show, we are continuing our rapid-fire question and answer segment called You Want to Know. In an effort to protect viewer confidentiality, please understand that we are only using first names and we may alter the location of the viewer and the nature of the question somewhat. And let's take the first question. It's from Susan in Rockford. She asked, I've dealt with other lawyers in the past and my experiences have not been all that great. What can you tell me about your law firm and what separates you from all the other local law firms?
I think service. We have a fiduciary obligation to clients. We understand that when they come into our office to visit with us, they've been traumatized, they're going through an agonizing experience, they may be generated somewhat by fear. So we do our level best to provide a cool, calm, and collected environment to assist them in problem solving. We've been doing this here in Rockford for over 34 years. I would tell you, local roots, lasting strength. This is my hometown, so I'm sensitive to the reputation of the law firm, providing quality representation to our clients. We provide a free consultation. In many cases, we provide payment plans to our clients that need that assistance. And on almost all the work that we do, except for auto accidents, workers' compensation that we talked about in the first segment, almost all of our work is on flat fees, which we find to be very, very client-friendly, consumer-friendly. They are able to budget. They understand where they stand, unlike many lawyers in the community that charge by the hour. Every 5-minute phone call, you get a bill. Every 2-paragraph letter, you get a bill. In our office, it's a flat fee, so you know where you stand.
Okay. Let's move on to the next question. It comes from Jimmy in Rockford, and he says, I'm a young adult in my late 20s, and the police recently contacted my parents and indicated that they wanted to question me regarding a criminal matter. They have yet to find me, but I know they are looking for me. What should I do?
Well, Jimmy, if you're out there, you're on what we call the lam. You're out there, and it may have been tied to some Labor Day excessive celebration. I hope not, for your sake. But if you know the police are looking for you, Jimmy, you need to contact our office or have your parents contact our office so that we can arrange to meet with you. And that's typically what we do in our office. It's very important to try to avoid any kind of a statement made to the police without an attorney at Jimmy's elbow or any other person who may be under investigation. The overwhelming number of convictions, Mike, come from confessions or eyewitnesses. So if we're able to talk to Jimmy before he gets with the police, find out what exactly transpired, then we contact the police, inform the police that Jimmy is with us. We arrange for an interview or a consultation with the police officers with us at Jimmy's elbow. Very, very important. It's preventative medicine.
Okay, very good information there. Our third question comes from Vince in Winnebago. If I think my wife is going to divorce me, what should be my next move?
It sounds like a similar question that we got last month from a lady who had the same issues. In our office, I had encouraged Vince to come and visit with us. Again, it's a free consultation. The first thing I'll cover with Vince is whether there's any hope, any possibility with the intervention of a minister, a priest, a rabbi, a marriage counselor, of causing the two people involved to reconcile their differences and restore their marriage. That's what we're all about first, family, restoration of marriage. If that's not in the cards, if that's not possible, then I'm going to sit with Vince, review with him all of the issues that will typically arise in a divorce case and attempt to develop a strategy. Most of the time, best way to handle the trauma of a divorce is low-key, diplomatically. If we need to play hardball, need to bring out the Department of Defense, if you will, as opposed to the Department of State, we can do that. But if we're able to problem solve in a low-key way in a divorce case, that's typically the best approach, and that's the philosophy in our office.
Okay, we have about a minute left, so we have another question from Kelly in Rockford. My daughter recently informed us of her pregnancy, and she's not married. What do we do next?
Mike, in our community, in our culture, in America in general, unfortunately, a lot of pregnancies out of wedlock, and that's an unfortunate set of circumstances. However, if that does occur, it's vitally important that the mother of the prospective child or the father of the prospective child contact us, visit with us, so we can walk them through their rights in terms of paternity. And the grandparents, the mother of the daughter, the father of, or mother of the father-to-be, need to contact us as well. There are grandparent rights involved here. We do a lot of paternity work in our town. I'd encourage the folks to give us a call on those issues as well.
Okay, when we come back, we will talk with John Hanson from the American Law Firm. Stay with us.